Everybody, welcome to the next episode of Jedi vs. Society. Heavy topic. Let's get into it. So I've been asked in more than one ways by more than one person to do a video on this topic, but people seem to be skirting around the question itself. Now, I'm not going to share any of those names, and I'm not going to put up any screenshots because of the volatility of this subject, and I really don't want people misunderstanding people and don't. Because here's where this subject, racism, hate, how do we as Jedi handle that? Well, first, in all our videos, let's just remind ourselves of what the fiction tells us.
Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter.
What does Star Wars tell us as Jedi?
Always remember, your focus determines your reality.
What do our Jedi inspirations tell us is the proper approach here? So we look at the Jedi Council there and we see diversity.
Oh yes, they were very individual thinkers. Idealists.
Maybe not as much as some people would like, but we see diversity there. Different genders on that. It's more than two, by the way. There are more than two genders on that council. There are several species on that council. There's different skin tones on that council. Culturally speaking, ancestrally speaking, there's a difference throughout the Jedi Order. And that's what the Jedi Order from Star Wars tells us, is that these things are meant to be explored and learned from. And that many voices offer a great way to move forward. One of the great lessons you can take away from the new books, the High Republic, is that it is these different voices from all over the galaxy coming together that provide the best way forward. So that's what our fiction tells us. Our fiction tells us, be better. Don't make judgments off of that. And there is going to be misunderstandings, and there's going to be things that, well, you just don't understand. There's going to be cultural differences. And it's okay to ask questions, it's okay to explore, but most importantly, what we always see, especially through the Jedi, is an acceptance of those differences, even if we don't quite get it right away. We can accept it, and we can come to even appreciate it, explore it, acceptance. That's what our fiction tells us. Now, in real life, throughout human history, there is human atrocities all over the world throughout human history. And it's always boiled down to some dumb glass box classification which other humans tried to put other humans into this label and thus could dismiss them or oppress them or treat them horribly. The United States right now is dealing with a lot of it because of its 400-year history in which people have been oppressed, treated horribly, racism, all these things. And we're not at the stage where we should be. The next generation coming up is looking around and they're like, why aren't we better? And the older generations are getting a little prickly about that because they know we should be better. It's up to each of us to kind of do better and be an example of it. That's part of our Jedi path, right? Also in Jediism, especially from my stance, we have to knock down these glass walls. Look, I don't care if you call yourself Gray Jedi, Red Jedi, Zen Jedi, Christian Jedi. That's all superfluous nonsense. Those are glass walls that don't mean anything because the real word there is Jedi, right? So likewise, in science, there's no such thing as race. There's ancestry, there's culture, but there's no such thing as race. Doesn't matter who you say your prayer to, is both within Jediism or the human race. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So you need to knock off this glass wall thinking. You need to break your way of thinking and putting people in these little boxes.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Because that's what oppressors use. If we can put someone in this little box, give them this label, then we can dismiss them and we can move them outright. Accountability, knowledge, understanding, harmony. These are the things that we use. For the Jedi,
A Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, never for attack.
now that's really it. That's really it. That's what it comes down to. Now you can click off this video now. You can put the thumbs up or thumbs down or whatever. You can subscribe, whatever. That's really it. That's the end right there. But I was asked specifically by a couple individuals that would fall into a category similar to myself, a little different, that does believe in equality and does believe that everybody should be given the same opportunities, and we really need to break and change the system because it's just not working and people are suffering because of it, this cycle of oppression. And again, it's those labels, it's those classifications, it's that glass box. That's the enemy there. You can't fight hate with hate. You have to understand where this anger, where this resentment, where this sorrow, where it's coming from. You have to understand the 400-year history that's here, right? But even beyond that, right? You look around the world, it doesn't end. Humans are just really garbage creatures sometimes. If you really want to be the ally there and you're not sure how to proceed, just be the example. Be a Jedi. That's it. That's all you can do. It doesn't matter what skin color you have. It doesn't matter how you identify gender-wise. It doesn't matter what your sexuality is. It doesn't matter who you pray to. None of that matters. The quality of who you are is what's going to matter. However you were born wasn't your choice. So never feel ashamed for it. Never feel ashamed for who you are. Don't have guilt for something that's not you and not your doing. Dig into the history. It's ugly. Dig into it though. Understand where these feelings are coming from. Get into the history of it, and it's bad. Understand that, and you can begin to bridge that divide with understanding, empathy. You can begin to bridge that divide, but mainly you're just gonna have to be a Jedi and understand it and keep moving forward and keep fighting for the right things. Yeah, sometimes people are gonna use generalizations that don't make you feel good. These are the things that these oppressed groups have been dealing with for centuries. 4 centuries. So now you have some small, tiny understanding of what they've been experiencing you have it on a little scale, but they've been dealing with it a lot longer and in a lot worse ways. So if you really want to be a quote unquote ally, if you want to be a Jedi in this fight for justice, for equality, for making the world a better place, for getting to where our fiction says we should be a Jedi. Peace, knowledge, serenity, harmony, the Force, we're all connected. Live it, be it. Understand that there is no such thing as race. We are all connected. We are all living on the same world. And yeah, some people are going to be hurt. Some people are going to be angry. As a Jedi, you have to work through that. Don't accept anybody's anger as your own. Don't hold on to it. Don't accept anybody guilt trip that's not yours to take. Don't be ashamed of who you are and how you were born. That's how we got into this mess in the first place. Forget these labels, forget these classifications, forget these glass walls. Simply be you. You are a multitude of things. You are a rainbow of things. This world is not black and white. This isn't even a gray scale. All that's nonsense. This is a colorful world. Stop trying to fit everything into a tight, neat little box. Be something more. You have to be good with you. You have to be good with you. Because this world, well, the world doesn't care, but society, man, they're not your friends. Society works off of oppression. It wants people in little boxes so it can move them around and build them up like bricks and sit on top and laugh at everybody else. Don't fall for it. Break down the barriers. And when people show resistance, just show them you're a Jedi. But that's really what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to, is that you have to be a Jedi in all things. And it's not going to be easy sometimes. And people are going to judge you on the color of your skin, and they're idiots for it. Doesn't matter what side that falls on. Doesn't matter what political spectrum that falls on. Doesn't matter what your sexuality is. Are people going to judge you for it? Yeah, because they're idiots, man. Anybody who thinks that the character of a human being is determined by some little ass label as sexuality, political party, any of that, they've missed the beauty of being human. And all you can do in the face of that is try to be the example of what to be better, to be more, to show like, no, that's not how it is. Look, here's the knowledge, here's the information, here's the facts, here's the logic, here's the reasoning, here's the understanding behind it, and how that all ties into harmony and life and the force and connection and the bigger universe around us. That's all you can do. That's it. So there we are. That's hate and racism, and that stuff's idiotic. It's idiotic, it's unhelpful, it goes against knowledge. It's just, your focus determines your reality. Be there with your friends. Support them. Some of your friends are going through some really tough times, and there needs to be change, but change is painful. Change is painful, and change doesn't come easy, and it doesn't come quick at all. People are going to need help with that. Be a Jedi. Work with them. Work through it. Work for them. Be a voice for the voiceless. Alright, Jedi, that's all I got for you. This one has gone on, but it's a heavy topic, it's an important topic. We need to talk about it. Had to be done. So, hopefully that's helped. If you stuck with me through all of this, first of all, plus 20 Jedi patience points for you. Let me know in the comments if you actually sat through this entire thing. That's the heavy stuff, man. Be a Jedi. Care for one another. Don't fall into the false categorization. It's a false dichotomy. Don't fall into it. Alright, everybody, you know where the buttons are. Thank you for watching. May the Force be with you.
We like to think we have some form of control still, making our constant binary choices and voicing our equally shallow opinions more loudly or quietly. Most people can't even decide what color to wear or which burger to eat. What does it matter, man? Autonomy is an illusion.